GoElectric here. Now, a lot of e-bike companies try to send me bikes all year round, but I live in Michigan, so some of those bikes are just not compatible with all this snow and ice on the ground. But I do ride fat tire bikes all year round, and on occasion I review some of those during the winter time. But one really caught my eye, and that is this one here, the Puckipuppy Golden R. And that's because this one has a little bit more traction than expected. It's a dual motor configuration. So this review is gonna be a little bit different than the others because I really wanna showcase this as an all-season bike. So first, let's talk about the specifications, and then I'm gonna take it out for a ride and share my final thoughts.
The Puckipuppy Golden R is a Class 3 e-bike, which means it comes out of the box with a default speed for pedal assistance up to 28 miles per hour. This bike also has a thumb throttle, which can propel the bike up to 20 miles per hour. The Golden R has a dual hub motor setup with a 640 watt front motor and 960 watt rear motor for up to 1600 watts of peak power and 185 newton meters of torque. This e-bike uses a cadence sensor to determine when and how to deliver the pedal assistance. The UL certified battery operates at 48 volts with a capacity of 20 amp hours. That is equivalent to 960 watt hours. The locking battery is easily removable and can be charged on or off the bike. The bike comes with a 2 amp charger, which should charge the bike from empty to full in 10 hours. Puckipuppy says this combination can deliver a range of 40 to 80 miles, depending on power demand. The Golden R comes in an aluminum frame with 5 color options, including forest camouflage, black and red, navy blue and gray, orange, and gray like the one I have here. There is one step over frame size, which Puckipuppy says can accommodate riders between 5 foot 4 inches to 6 foot 6 inches. The bike weighs 93 pounds and can support a total maximum payload capacity of 400 pounds. These are Logan hydraulic brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. The 7-speed Cis Index shifter and Tourney derailleur are made by Shimano. This is a full suspension e-bike with an adjustable unbranded front fork with 135 millimeters of travel and a Puckipuppy branded rear shock mounted central to the frame. The Black Cat fat tires are 26 inches in diameter and 4 inches wide. The Golden R has a full-color LCD display, but it does not have a USB port. The integrated LED headlamp is standard. For direct buyers shopping on their website, Puckipuppy offers a $99 great value accessory bundle package for a complete setup. It lives up to the name and includes a rear rack pannier, front basket, neoprene battery sleeve, bike cover, cycling glasses, rear view mirrors, a handheld air pump, bike cable lock, phone mount, water bottle cage, a helmet, fenders, and rear rack. Alternatively, they offer a spare 20 amp hour battery for $99. During special promotions, we've even seen Puckipuppy include one of these add-ons at no charge. Other brands charge $300 to $400 for similar equipment. Those who prefer to buy on Amazon instead of shopping direct receive a smaller accessories package with the bike, including rear rack, fenders, cell phone holder, bike lock, water cup holder, bike cover, and bike mirrors. Puckipuppy offers a 2-year warranty. As a direct-to-consumer brand, they do not have authorized retail partners to provide service labor. The warranty enables replacement of parts.
All right, well, some of those specifications look fantastic. Now, this is the most powerful fat tire e-bike that I have tested, and it has a full suspension, so let's take it out for a ride to see how it really performs. I'm just gonna ride on the road for a little bit and see how this performs. Right now I'm just in the pedal assist 1 mode, and it is extremely powerful off the line, but it smooths out once you get to pedaling. I'm gonna actually just bump it up since I'm on the road all the way up to the 5th pedal assist mode though, because I wanna see how fast I can get up to speed. No one's behind me there. Okay. So now I'm in the 7th gear, going downhill a little bit, but I got some ghost pedaling going on, but I'm hitting 33 miles per hour as I'm coming downhill. And that's probably as fast as I'd be able to go unless I keep going downhill. And that is just simply because I don't have any more gears to climb in. So that actually would be a nice benefit, is to have more gears if you're going to have this much power, just in case you decide that you want to pedal those higher speeds. I do wish this had turn signals though, because I feel like this being an all-around bike that you could use as a commuter and going off trail, it'd be really nice to have good ways to communicate with traffic while you're on the road. I'm gonna see throttle wise, yeah, it looks like it's 20 miles per hour max on the throttle, so that's kind of expected, especially as we see more and more legislation come in different states in the United States that are being very specific about top speed and legalities of riding on the road. But I will say the dual motor is performing very nicely. I greatly appreciate that performance. The suspension makes it really comfortable as well, and actually the riding position, although I'm leaning forward just a little bit, it's not bad. I'm comfortable. The grips are pretty good too. They're made out of a rubberized material, and although I have gloves on right now, I can definitely tell that this is going to be nice for the summertime in those conditions, to keep my hands on the handlebars. I think it's time to take it out on the trail though and see how this can perform in off-road scenarios. All right, so I'm here in rural Michigan and I'm at the winter moto camp. Now this is a camp that happens every single year. Yes, we're all crazy for coming out in the snow. It is so much fun and everyone brings all their dirt bikes. I typically bring my electric dirt bikes and there are a few out here, but I really wanted to bring this dual motor Puckipuppy Golden Retriever because what a perfect place to be able to test this out. There are a ton of tracks out there that I want to rip this around on, not only with the single motor, but let's put the dual motor to the test. So let's take this out for a ride. All right, so I'm just taking this out to test it out on a single motor first to see how powerful it is and what the difference is going to be like once I get into the dual motor mode. I have done quite a bit of snow biking. Oh, that's a deep ridge. And I think there's probably gonna be quite a bit of these ridges in some frozen areas, so it'll be interesting to see how this performs. Now, as of right now, I'm in a little bit higher of a pedal assist mode just because the conditions out here is pretty deep snow, and I have my PSI set down to really low. I'm probably somewhere below 10 so I can have good traction pad. And it's actually doing pretty well, even considering I don't have any studded tires or anything. But this has a cadence sensor, so I definitely have to be careful when I'm pedaling when I come around these corners because the power is not as easy to control in situations like this when it's a cadence sensor versus a torque sensor. Actually, this is doing really well with just the single motor, and this is a full suspension, so it's nice and cushy for me, not only with the tires down, but with the front and rear suspension. Sweet. Now, it is slippery. I'm slipping around quite a bit, so I'm interested to see. We'll do this first loop and then switch it over to the dual motor just to get a test and feel of how exactly that dual motor will change it. And I've just been pedaling. I throttle every once in a while just kind of get myself out of a rut, but hey, how's it going? Good, you? That there was an electric motion, which is like an electric trials bike. Those things are sweet. And actually the first moto camp that we were at, we did an interview with Mark, who's the owner of that bike. And he told us all about why he bought it and everything. So I'll link that below if you guys want to tune into that. But now that I'm on my second route, I'm gonna switch it over to the dual motor. Now, the total power of this bike, wow, is 1,600 watts. Wow, wow, this is a huge difference. It's basically pulling me forward quite effortlessly, and I'm not nearly getting as much slippage when I'm actually accelerating because of how much that motor is pulling. Oh man, this bike would be really amazing if it had a torque sensor. I mean, I'm still pretty happy with the performance of it, but it'd be a true game changer if it was. But man, this is, it'll pull. And the thing is this, most cadence sensors, you know, you gotta have like more magnets in order to basically get the cadence to be a lot smoother and more predictable. And in this case, you can definitely feel the surge of power. It's quieter than actually I thought it would be with the two motors active. But wow, it makes a big difference to turn on that second motor. It just feels like I'm being pulled through the snow. Good stopping power with the brakes too. These are decent hydraulics. They're Logan, so I've had quite a few of those on my bikes. They're not mega name brand, super nice, but they get the job done. And this is kind of a bike that I feel like you're just gonna probably beat up with all this power. Have easy, replaceable, affordable parts. Well, that was so much fun ripping this around, but I'm gonna join my friends for the rest of the winter moto camp, and I'll check back in with you guys to give you the pros and cons of this Golden Retriever. All right, so I have ridden this bike on the road and out on some off-road trails. So let's get into the things that I really enjoyed about the Puckipuppy Golden R and the things that I'd like to see improved on this bike. I'm gonna start with the things that I'd like to see improved, and the first one definitely has to be that there is no reading for what your battery state of charge is on this computer screen. The only way you can tell is actually with the reading that's on the battery, but you have to take that battery out in order to be able to see it. So otherwise, you're just riding and you don't know what your state of charge is. When I was riding around on the trails, after about 20 minutes or so, I noticed that there was a lack of performance, and unfortunately, I couldn't see if that was related to the battery and its state of charge. So I went back to my campsite and I pulled the battery out, and I noticed that it was at about 80% state of charge. So it looks like there was some sort of impact, maybe with the cold weather, for the performance of this bike. Another thing related to the LCD screen here is that there is no USB port, and I like to have that because I like to be able to charge my phone while I'm riding off of the power from the bike. But also, especially in the wintertime, if you are gonna ride, there are some really cool accessories that I like to use, which include power heated gloves on your handlebars that you can plug in and then get that power from the bike instead of having to carry an extra battery. As far as aesthetics goes, this is not an ugly bike by any means, in my opinion. I think that they did a pretty decent job. I can see the welds and they're not buffed out, but they are well executed as far as welds go. And the cable management up front is pretty basic and it is utilitarian. The next thing that can be better about this bike is the assembly process. I feel like other brands have the bike more fully assembled when they send it to you in the box, but this one required quite a bit more work. And the other side of that is the dealer network. They do not have an established partnership with any dealers across the country. And it's not to say that you can't take it into a bike shop and get things fixed, because a lot of these components are mid-grade and off the shelf, so you'll be able to find those components, but just know that there is no authorized retail network with the brand for Puckipuppy at this moment. Now onto the things that I think the Puckipuppy did really well, and probably the thing that I like most about this bike is the power and the traction. So having dual motors allows you to be able to go wherever you want to go, whether that's in thick sand or snow, or if you want to go up a steep hill and not have to worry about the performance of it. Another thing that I really liked that I was really surprised by from Puckipuppy was that they have 2 UL certifications for this bike. One is UL 2849, which is for the electrical system, and then UL 2271, which is specifically for the battery. And a lot of even my favorite brands, they don't have the secondary 2271 certification for the battery. So I really love that Puckipuppy has included those certifications to give you more peace of mind for your battery. Another point I want to make about the battery is that it is 48 volts and 20 amp hours, which is pretty big, and I like to see a bigger battery, especially for a bike that has a dual motor setup like this. If you're going to be using a lot of that performance, having a bigger battery to go much further and really get the most out of this bike is super important. Another thing they really nailed is the comfort factor, and not only is that because it has a full suspension, one up front and one right here in the middle of the frame, but also because this saddle is really big and thick and comfortable. It's like a gel type of material, so when I'm riding, it feels really comfortable. Puckipuppy actually offers a bunch of accessories, and they run promotions where they give away bundle packs. My bike came with a phone holder, a bike lock, mirrors, and a bike cover, amongst some other things. And I really think that if you are looking for a one-stop shop, this is a great option for a bike like this. And finally has to be the value of this bike. It costs under $2,000, and for all that you get, including this rear rack, the fenders, the lights, this whole entire package with the full suspension and dual motors and a big old battery is surprising at under $2,000. And that has to be one of the best values that I've seen on the market. Well, I hope this review was helpful, and if you want to learn more about the Puckipuppy Golden R, then see our discount link in the description below, and your support will really help us continue to make these reviews. Well, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.